Hey y'all, welcome back, or welcome if you're new. My name is Gabby and I share my academic experience with you. Today I want to talk about some strategies for the statement of purpose. I've been getting a lot of questions about this in my personal life, so I thought I'd share some that have helped me in my process for applying. I think this mostly applies to the PhD program, so I think some of this can also be applicable to the master's application. And just, the caveat here is this is very humanities, social science focused. I don't know anything about STEM, y'all. So anyways, here we go. Number one, be specific about your goal. Be specific about your end goal, because I think there is, more of a pull towards an application that is going to be from a student whose end goal is academia, professor, researcher, versus someone who might not be. I'm not saying that you have to be a professor or researcher to get your PhD, but I will say this. I think that in order to do those things, a PhD is, for the most part, very much necessary. If your end goal is to do something else, like just be an author and write books, I've had that conversation with someone before. And I've told them, like, you don't need a PhD to write books and short stories and novels and that kind of stuff. But, that they decided to do otherwise. So, and actually they applied to their program and they did not get in, but then they applied again. I don't know how that went. So, but anyways, so yeah, be specific with your goals, be specific with what you're trying to do, and make sure you write that somewhere in there. Make sure you tell them, I'm trying to go into research, if that's what you're trying to do. Make sure you tell them that your, end goal is to be within the academy, to be a professor, that kind of stuff. So there's that. Also be specific with your research questions. Be very, very specific with your research questions. And maybe I can do another video where I talk more about like what's at stake with the PhD, because it's not just like this fancy term that gets tossed around. It's like an actual process, and it's a lot, right? And so, but I digress. Be specific with your research questions. Sometimes the way that I did mine was that I had like, brief intro, and then like, I'm trying to be in this program, and during my program, I'm trying to answer these questions, and they were one general question, maybe two general questions, and then like a specific question, and then an even more specific question. Because I think it shows the different levels of questions that I'm bringing to the table, but also the things that are interesting to me, of interest to me. But whatever you decide to do, be very specific with your research questions, with your research objectives. Let them know. Share what kind of methodologies you are going to use or you plan on using. And this goes into my third one. Let's see. Oh yeah. Mention methodologies, but like this goes into number 3. Mention the professors that you'd like to work with. I know some programs ask you to do that. Some programs might not. But be very specific with the kind of professor that you would like to work with, and not just like drop names, but like make sure that you are intentional about why that professor. Is it their methodology? Is it their research more broadly? Is it their, the way that they mentor? Maybe, whatever. Maybe it's something that they've been working on, a bigger project. Just be specific and why you would want to work with such and such professor. Also, if possible, maybe list 1 or 2 others. How to contact your professor, I think, or your potential advisor, I think, is maybe another video that I could potentially do. Let me know if that's what you want to see. And then lastly, why is such and such school or university a fit for you? I think this is often asked, but I don't think we necessarily fully I don't think I fully understood why this was an important question. I would say that not only is this an important question, but also it's important to ask why, why is so-and-so school a fit for you, but also why are you a good fit for them? What about you is going to contribute to their department, to their particular specialties within the field, to the university at large? What about you is so special, so incredible that we have to have you in this program? And I know it sounds kind of like a silly question, but like, I think that there's more, that it only strengthens your statement of purpose if you're able to add, share, or explain why your work, why you as a scholar, why you as a student would be of, an asset for the department, and also why it would be helpful for you to be in that program. So hopefully that made sense. If it did not, let me know. But I think these are some just tips for the statement of purpose, some kind of strategies. Do I have any bonus tips? Probably not. I can't think of any right now, but definitely I'll highlight this. This is the bonus tip, I guess. Be very specific. You have to be very specific. The PhD program is not just a PhD program to explore, have fun, hee hee ha ha around. Like, it's serious work. And I think a lot, and maybe I don't know anything about admissions committees because I've never sat on one, but my impression is that they want students who are ready to do the work, students who have the capacity to take one idea, one project proposal, and go through it, especially within the humanities, maybe potentially social sciences. That program can be anywhere from 5 to 7+ years. And so they want to know, does a student have the ability to go through all the different milestones? Do they have the work ethic maybe? Do they have the determination? Do they have research that's both broad but also specific? And also, I think I kind of am tempted to go and do this like last or this why not to do a PhD, because a PhD is like, it's very intense. And we can talk about that in another video. So anyways, hopefully this was helpful for you. It was a shorter video this time, but good luck on writing. I can maybe potentially talk more about statement of purpose. And maybe other parts of the application, but let me know what you think. And I'll see you later. Bye.